Hey everybody, Alex from Android Central here, and today we're taking a look at the new Sony Xperia S. This is Sony's flagship device for 2012. It's a 4.3-inch device with a really nice HD screen and a fantastic camera, so let's dive in and take a closer look. So you've got this clear bar down at the bottom that actually houses some of the antennas, and you've got buttons above that. Around the back is the 12 megapixel camera. That's right, this thing takes photos at 4000 by 3000, and you can also record video up to 1080p. Camera button and volume rocker on the right hand side. You've also got a clip out section there for mini HDMI. Up top we've got the power button and headphone jack, and along the left side we've got this other clip out area for micro USB. So if we slide the back of the device off, you're not actually going to see very much back here. All we've got is this micro SIM port. The battery's behind there, but you can't remove it. So no battery, no removable storage, all you've got is this micro SIM. So a regular SIM won't work, you'll have to either cut it down to size if you're feeling brave, or get a replacement micro SIM from your carrier. So while we're powering on, let's just talk about what's inside this thing. We've got a dual-core 1.5 GHz CPU, so pretty fast, a gig of RAM, 32 gigs of internal storage, and as you can see on top of Android, we're running Sony's Next UXP software. So you get 5 home screens customizable with the usual collection of widgets. We've got this really cool sort of wavy live wallpaper in the background that looks really nice, and especially considering you've got a 720p screen on here, so everything's really crisp, really nicely detailed. And comparing this to the Galaxy Nexus, there really is very little in it, and actually the Xperia S wins out on pixel density because it does have a slightly smaller screen. So you've got all the usual Sony stuff preloaded on here, including the Timescape app, which we're in now for social networking and messages. But what you'll notice is a little different is the way these buttons work. So you press them and they light up, but the actual contacts themselves are these tiny dots above the icons. And these can be a little tricky to hit, so we're definitely going to have to see how we cope with that in the next week or so. Anyway, focusing back on the UI, we can see some of the changes Sony's made to its layout. We've got new widgets, including one for Track ID. You've also got this nice looking weather widget here. If we tap it, it'll fold out and give us an overview of the next few days' weather. So quite a few tweaks to the software from Sony, but the one thing it's missing is the latest version of Android. And if we head into settings, we'll see we're actually on gingerbread and an ice cream sandwich. So Android 2.3.7, and the Xperia S has been promised an ice cream sandwich update. But in the meantime, you're stuck on an old version of Android, and there are certain parts of gingerbread that are starting to feel old. One of these is the browser, and the browser that's loaded on the Xperia S is very much the stock gingerbread browser. So you've got the familiar bar at the top and then the button next to it for favorites. And it performs about as well as you'd expect. So scrolling and zooming isn't quite as fast as it is on an ice cream sandwich device. And that's something that's painfully clear going from the Galaxy Nexus to the Xperia S. That's really our biggest complaint about the device. It's got some great hardware, but it's limited for the moment by the fact that it's running an old version of the OS. Anyway, we'll move on from one of its biggest weaknesses to what's probably its greatest strength, and that's that 12 megapixel camera. One pretty cool feature is the ability to launch straight into the camera app when it's locked just by holding down the camera button. So you can see here, we're straight into the camera, and you can then tap the screen, focuses and takes pictures really quickly. It's fantastic, and the quality is excellent, as you'll see in the pictures in our review. And just like last year's Xperia phones, you can also take 2D and 3D panoramas, and these will show up in their own special area within the Gallery app. So I've got it selected here. As you see, we don't have any at the moment, but if we did, they'd be right here. And I guess it's worth mentioning that this phone doesn't actually support 3D content on the phone itself. If you want to view a 3D panorama, you're going to have to hook it up to a 3D TV through the HDMI port. The Xperia S is supposed to be a PlayStation certified device, which means you should be able to play PlayStation games right on the phone. But there's a bit of a problem. When you try and select it from the app drawer, all you get is this message telling you that it's not available on the device right now and will be coming in mid-March. So hopefully we'll see that implemented sooner rather than later. Something which is included and very much working out of the box is NFC, and we've got some of these smart tags right here. Sony's one of the manufacturers which is getting behind NFC in a big way and using these tags to be able to control what your phone does. So we bring them up to the back of the device and it puts it in car mode. You can change what these devices do through a pretty simple interface. So we're turning on Bluetooth, we're going to navigation mode, and if we take the other one, it detects the tag, it knows to go into work mode, and we've launched the calendar app and turned Wi-Fi on. So you can imagine there are probably quite a few interesting things you can do with these tags if you take the time to look at all the various things you can trigger, and it's really great to see more manufacturers getting behind NFC like this. Anyway, that about does it for our quick look at the Sony Xperia S. We'll have a full review written up soon. Thanks for watching.